Whoa, Intel Panther Lake laptops have been rolling out for a couple months now, and you know, it's nice to see Intel sort of return to form. So we've got a bunch of designs with nice battery life, powerful cores, we got new Xe graphics cores in there, and it's enabling some pretty nice thin and light Windows laptop designs. So Lenovo Yoga and Intel sponsored this video so we could take a look at the Yoga Slim 7i Aura Edition. Now, Lenovo did send us the engineering sample before the launch of the laptop, so I'm not sure whether the packaging will look exactly like this for you, but for us, it comes with this 65 watt adapter, the USB-C. See how long that is. Whoa, it's even longer than, what is that? That's 6 feet at least.
You look like a bird.
But yeah, that's 65 watt, and you can plug that into any one of the 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports that is on this thing, which we'll take a look at now. Okay, as for the laptop itself, let's take the, wow, that's, yeah, very nice. All right, let's take a look-see here. Okay, I'm getting thin and light feel from this. I feel like I could flip this around. I could do a little. Immediately, I noticed this very thin edge. I mean, you know, it tapers obviously a little bit. Like the laptop is not actually as thin as a USB-C port. In case you're wondering, the specific thickness is 13.9 millimeters that way. And in terms of weight, I mean, like I said, it doesn't feel super heavy. It is apparently 1.14 kilograms, or about 2.5 pounds. And Lenovo says that's thanks to the aluminum alloy construction that they got going on here. This is the lunar gray colorway, but apparently it comes in seashell if you like a little bit more pop. Okay, let's see what we're dealing with in terms of ports. On this side, we got 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, an activity light or some kind of LED there. On the other side, we've got another Thunderbolt 4 port, the power button, and a physical switch that controls the E shutter on the camera. So it doesn't have a physical shutter that covers the camera, but it has an E shutter, which will like electronically disable the camera. Now on the bottom, we've got a nice big grill here for fan intake, and then it will exhaust out the back of the unit. We've got speakers pointing downwards. These are the woofers. There's 4 speakers on board, 2 woofers there. We've also got the nice like rubbery feet here. And then we've got 2 tweeters up here. And up here we can also see a nice big trackpad too. I like that the Windows laptops have gone in that direction. And then we have the keyboard, which, yeah, feels pretty nice. Got a satisfying tactile bump there. There is a little bit of flex there, which you can see, but you know, that's always gonna be a bit of a trade-off with a thin and light laptop. If you want a big, chunky, indestructible thing, then yeah, you know, you're gonna have less of that. There's 3 available processors that you can get with this one. We have the Intel Core Ultra 7 355, but you can also get the Ultra 5 325 or the Ultra 5 322. So we got the upgraded one with the touchscreen, PureSight Pro OLED, 2880 by 1800 display, and at 14 inches, that gives us a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. We got a 120 hertz display here, which to me is immediately obvious when I move around this Dota 2 icon. That's my standard test. And it's capable of 500 nits in SDR mode, but it's a nice OLED display. You know, it supports HDR, and you have to plug in to get HDR, but once you do that and enable it, it gets up to 1100 nits. And apparently, Labs did a bunch of testing on the color, and they think that the HDR mode is pretty good, so I'm gonna take a look at that in a little bit. Some other things about the system, the one we have has 16 gigabytes of RAM, and we've got a 1 terabyte SSD in here. That's a PCIe 4.0 model. Now, with internal hardware in mind, as much as I want to talk more about the display and how it's beautiful, and we will talk about that in a second, we're gonna go through the Labs results first. First up, we got Puget Bench scores for Photoshop and Premiere Pro. In Photoshop, we got 6230, and in Premiere Pro, 21883. Now, those are not gonna be at the very, very top of the stack, but for a thin and light laptop, it's pretty respectable numbers. And we're seeing those Intel Panther Lake chops coming into play here. Speaking of Intel chops, the Core Ultra 7 355 in this laptop comes with 4 Xe cores, which I believe are classified as just Intel graphics, not as an ARC GPU. However, in Intel graphics software, it does have a drop down here for XeSS frame generation override. So if you want to use their latest Intel XeSS multi-frame generation to maybe try and push a little bit more out of the hardware, you can. However, this is what our labs team found without doing any of that fancy stuff. In Rocket League, at max settings, we got an average FPS of 99. You can play Rocket League on this thing, no problem. Dota 2 is maybe a little bit more demanding. We got 71 for an average FPS on there. And to throw a heavy hitter at it, we got Cyberpunk 2077 at medium preset, and we got under 30 FPS, but 28, pretty close. I don't know if I would try it here. You got the multi-frame gen though, maybe worth giving it a shot. It's not a gaming laptop, but it can game, depending. And it'll run AI features if you're running those locally fairly well, with up to 100 TOPS of performance shared across the NPU, GPU, and CPU. Whatever you're doing though, one big advantage of Intel Panther Lake is pretty good battery life. This thing has a 70 watt-hour battery in it, and our labs team, during our standard battery test, this thing lasted for 12 hours, over 12 hours, streaming a 1080p video off of a Plex server, which is not bad. I mean, we see high-powered laptops on our test getting like 10 hours or less, so 12 hours, it's a testament to these new Panther Lake E-cores that they got in here. And the story is not too shabby for charging time as well. This thing took 1 hour and 57 minutes to charge from 0 to 100%, according to labs. I'll also just say, before we get onto the color and the speakers, that this thing comes with Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4. Panther Lake kind of bringing those standards up to par for the current day. Okay, finally, this beautiful OLED display. I want to see my favorite crabs on it and listen to the speakers. So we've got this board here. The labs team was like, please play audio on a hard surface. That's what it's meant to be. In the wild, laptops play audio on these. It's so the mat doesn't dampen the speakers as much and we get a more accurate understanding. All right, come at me, crabs. Okay. It's not blowing my socks off, but there's like a healthy amount of volume there. It is an interesting setup they've got with the woofers pointing down and the tweeters pointing up. That's pretty good, and I mentioned that the colors of the trees and the bodies of my friends here looked pretty good. And labs found that this display is actually very impressively color accurate. Now, it's pretty easy to change the color profile that your laptop is in using the Lenovo Vantage app. Labs says that the default color profile that it comes with, colors are all gonna look pretty nice out of the box. However, according to their testing, the best modes to use if you wanna use in SDR mode are going to be the sRGB or the P3D65 mode. Now, they said color accuracy in both of those modes are gonna be the best for color accurate work if you wanna do Photoshop or Lightroom or whatever on your laptop. When you switch to those color profiles, it'll default right to 65% brightness, and that it will be the brightness at which everything is the most color accurate in SDR mode. This is an HDR compatible screen. You have to plug it in for HDR to work, and you have to enable HDR in Windows settings. But once they did that and had content brightness at an appropriate level, they said the color accuracy is very impressive in that mode as well. And that's nice for me to hear because I'm always looking for laptops with, nice color accurate displays. I occasionally have to do a bit of Photoshop work. I really appreciate people treating laptop displays as something that needs to be color accurate and pretty and beautiful. Your camera might be, oh! Well, there we go. I went to test the camera and the microphone, but the E shutter is on, so it's not letting me, I didn't even mean to test that, and I guess it works. Haha. Looking pretty sharp. This is only 5 megapixels, but oh yeah, I can see, I think there's some computational videography going on here. This is more than enough for, video calls and checking your makeup. This particular model of this laptop with the Core Ultra 7 355, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, and 2.8K OLED display comes out to $1,590 USD. However, if you drop from 1 terabyte to 512 and drop from 2.8K down to the 1200p option, which is still an OLED, that'll get you down to $1,400 for this one. And Lenovo says that some Core Ultra 5 models are coming out soon that, at least in the US, will start at $1,200. Which, in today's economy, you can make the decision for yourself, but for a laptop that is thin and light, It's pretty to look at. You know, it's capable of dipping into whatever productivity stuff you might need to do, and it might even be able to game a little bit. There you have it, the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7i Aura Edition. I felt like we're Aura farming this whole time, you and me together. You most of all though, hey, subscribe to ShortCircuit for more videos like this. Trust me, it'll be worth it.